We recording, aren't we?
You know when you hear somebody who can't mix. You know when you hear somebody that can't make music. You know.
Money is gonna have to have some exchange at some point.
Yeah.
So you don't want that exchange to start to get a little crinkly. You don't want that exchange to start to feel a little rigid.
Your platform is your everything, no matter who you is.
What are three things that every artist needs in 2024 moving on? You mentioned one, time
Social
management.
media.
Time management. No, I'm talking about like as the artist, not as the business part. But just
Social media.
all this rap beef and shit like that is from probably, some connection that got wired wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know what I mean? And then now you
Or
got
just not liking each other. It could be just that.
I know over 10 radio stations in like North Carolina that I could for sure, like, if somebody wanted to get on the radio, just I could for sure get it on the radio. Interviews with the people and everything.
Okay.
But
So that's one.
Yeah.
How many positions does Amazon hire for? They
Exactly.
got logistics. They got
Exactly.
So within all these, that all goes into Amazon pocket. So if you got a label, you have to have these different positions. If you just got one,
Exactly.
So you got a radio station. Now what else? It has to be basically you have to be able to take this artist and say, here, you're here, and you're gonna pass through this line. And then when the next artist comes, you're gonna pass through this line. You're gonna pass through this line.
So I know radio stations, DJs, venues,
Okay.
promoters,
Okay.
like I know a good bit of people, but what's the line? Like I don't know, like you get what I'm saying? Like, cause I know it's steps, like you gotta go here before you go here, and then you gotta do this before this, and this is better done before this.
It
Like
depends on the artist, because if the artist's desire is to go into a record label, you're basically just the what do they call it? The temp agency. You're the temp agency to get them to the label. You know what I'm saying? Because basically what you're doing is they're gonna work for you until they can get the job,
at
and
Sony.
then they gone.
Yeah,
and then they
yeah.
gone. You know what I'm saying? But Sony gonna have to holler at you
To
and
get
say, hey, can you if you have your business set up right, you can be that middleman to basically Sony will call you and be like, hey, what artist do you have for us? Because they're always looking. And if they had people that they could call on, like, yo, who's popping in North Carolina? It'll save them to have to look on Instagram and do their research because they got a trusted resource. Like my lady, she does thrifting. And so when she does thrifting markets, she has certain spots like Goodwills and things that she's connected to that call her and let her know, yeah, we got some restock, because they know she's gonna come in and she's gonna do her thing. So basically you being that middleman to where the bigger businesses know they can pay you and they can just get what they need.
So would you all right, so let's say you know a middleman.
Okay.
You might I've connected with him a couple times, things like that, but I'm not like, buddy with him.
Okay.
Would you connect with him?
Like,
cuz I mean, he's definitely connected to. Well, see, I know two people. I know one person that has his own label and he's already signed to Sony. So that's him, and then do you know someone named Life of Morris?
is that a
We get a show coming on.
Yeah.
is that a yeah, something like
He do like a bunch of shows, but they be like big shows. Like he'll have like the reps from Sony and the reps from Authentic Empire or couple other places, and be like, hey, shoot, I'm bringing the artist here. Y'all come watch him. Let's heck yeah. Like, would you connect with him per se, or how would?
I think that's your discernment will have to come in as a businessman, because not all people that you're gonna connect with is gonna be people you want to be connected to. So it depending on what your discernment look like. If he's somebody that you feel like you can trust, because money is gonna have to have some exchange at some point.
Yeah.
So you don't want that exchange to start to get a little crinkly. You don't want that exchange to start to feel a little rigid. You don't want that exchange to start to feel a little distrustworthy. You know what I'm saying? So you want to if you can start off during down that path, then yeah, I would think why not? Why not connect with them and see where it could go? But your discernment has to be there, spiritually, etc. You have to have that discernment, because shit gets sticky out here.
Yeah.
And you definitely don't want nobody connected to you that that can unplug your cord at any point, take your power away. So you know what I'm saying? That's my opinion, man. I ain't nobody.
Good advice, though.
Yeah, bro. So. We recording, aren't we?
So what's the solution?
You ain't let none of this slide. He's like, all right.
So what's the solution then?
Two.
In you all's opinion too, if y'all think there's a problem too, bring more. I'm not gonna say attention because I believe North Carolina does have attention, but industry for musicians, most most likely, or I ain't gonna say importantly, but in the area of rap and hip hop artists, what would be the solution to bring more attention to those areas here? It already is some, but to make it more mainstream industry likable per
You know
se.
what I'm about to say. I'm big on
Go ahead.
money. You feel me? I just don't feel like, and not people having more money. I just feel like in North Carolina, if you don't have this much amount of money, you can't. You feel me? You can't do anything. You could be the hardest art, the baby. You could be the baby with no money.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the baby. Like you feel me? You never probably get the chance to be the baby just because you have no money. But if some of the people in North Carolina come together, create a team, and just be like, us as a whole are gonna work with certain artists, and okay, cool, we'll take a little more pricer off the back end because you didn't come with money up front, but we'll still, you get what I'm saying? I don't know, because that's what labels do. You know, if you're nice, you ain't got no money, and you so happen to get in front of Sony, they gonna do something with you. You feel me? You ain't gotta have no money. But see, the people out here, it's DJs riding around with 100K. And the artist come up to you and you, well, man, I can't do nothing for you. You can spin bruh song in the club couple times. Like, you get what I'm saying? You can, you feel me? If they good though. Now if you ain't good and you ain't got no money, you, yeah, you know, you got to work a little more. But I don't know. People can definitely come together and work.
So what makes a good artist then? That's a deeper question. What makes a good artist?
Creativity.
Creativity. Okay. So there's a lot of creative people. Like Willow Smith is creative, but she has her own fan base. I'm not checking in for. Wait a minute,
Yeah.
I've lost my mind. Dimension. You know what I'm saying? She has her fan. She's creative. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? There's a lot of creative individuals, but I'm not a. I know Basquiat existed, but am I a fan of his work? Have I studied him? No. Another
Yeah.
creative artist. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I don't necessarily understand what the good artist qualities are nowadays because I look at the radio and I'm not seeing good artists.
No.
So you know what I'm saying? So what are we talking about
Now
here?
see, at the radio, I would say the radio, I don't know, to really profit from the radio, I feel like you already have to have like some type of, you've already had some type of hit record or some type of blow, or for them to even play your songs a certain amount of times for it to make sense. Like, you can get played 100 times in a week, but 100 times in a week might give you $1. You know, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, but see, Tusi, if you Tusi a little baby or somebody, you get what I'm saying, you getting played dang near probably 100 times in a day from one station, maybe. Like, you get what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. Radio tricky though.
And that's the see I don't know part is the part that is
Yeah.
going to solidify that blueprint. All the parts that I don't know, somebody does. Connecting with that individual, pulling from that information, somebody does. And by somebody, I don't mean somebody in person. It could be a book. We ain't reading those. We
Yeah.
ain't reading the manuals for the plugins we use no more. We just clicking. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
how we gonna understand how to use the vehicle till its full potential if we don't read no manuals? If we not a mechanic, this is new.
Yeah.
How are we gonna know it unless we invest in the knowledge source? The knowledge sources that existed, because music is super old. Super old. Music is
Real.
super old. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that are going to just stay in music. You know what I'm saying?
So what do you think about like some of the old school techniques that some of the old school artists used to use, when they were coming up? Like
Those still apply. Just have more updates. Still go out in the streets, have a street team, whatever that is, or whatever that means to you. But have that promotion, but also with the updates, social media, posting content frequently, often, daily, weekly, whatever. Posting yourself and your music, because today people aren't just going to listen to the music; they want to know who you are as an artist.
Yeah.
They don't want to just, hey, your music is good, or yeah, but because nobody's buying much unless they care about you and you're popular enough that you have a community to sell to
And
as
I think
well.
that's also create. I don't mean to cut you, but like
Yeah.
Wayne, I thought about Wayne. Would Wayne be if he was on the come up? Would Wayne be as popularized as an artist when he was on his come up? He just made music. That's what he focused on, making music, not being in front of the camera. But I wonder, for some of those artists that grew up,
They would have adapted
they would have
because
adapted.
they were just doing what was good with the times at the time. Because at that time, it was all right, drop. It wasn't even at that time for him anyway. He was still in the old formula too. He was still in the 50 Cent formula. And then he just updated it. He would just, all right, I'm going to rap on everybody's greatest beats or the hottest beats out right now. And then I'm going to murder them, or as some people may say, or I'm going to keep putting out music until, you know, you technically could say 50 created, he updated it, and now he's kind of the one of the main sources for the music blueprint now. Was I want to put out as much as possible and as frequently as possible, and gonna do the best I can as possible. That part a lot of people didn't take with him, but you know,
So when you talk about establishing a team to build in North Carolina, like we were talking about, if you were to start, because at some point, I believe the mission should be in these businesses, because we're gonna get old. The mission should be to one day get to a point of mentee, Mr. Miyagi ship, to one day have these karate kids, because that's how you continue on after you perish. Like you create, if you don't have physical seeds, you create seeds in other individuals. So you learn as much as you learn to when they pass it on, to when they die off, and the circle of life continues. So if you were to create from now, well, what you're doing now, if you were to create that team, I'm gonna flip it and ask you, what do you what do you think, or where should it begin for that?
Honestly, I feel like it should begin like with the professional of whatever part that you're looking to, fulfill. So a DJ, like DJ wise, if I was looking for a good DJ to blow a record or whatever, I wouldn't go to a DJ. Like I would go to a DJ who has a DJ pool and could let you get what I'm saying, connect with him just because he has the most popular influence. So if he's spinning that song in a club, it's 100 other DJs that's gonna look at him and say, "Oh, all right, cool. We gonna spin that song in the club." And most of the time, people who have like pools, like a DJ pool, they mostly just if you give your song to them, they're gonna put it in that pool, and all of them DJs are most likely gonna play that song. When they go out and do things in the city or in the state, or you know. So like DJ Cheeto. I don't know if y'all know him. He's a real popular DJ, but he's a good DJ for the North Carolina. Like North Carolina, he has a bunch of DJs who look up to him and follow his influence. So it'd be a more influential way to put your music out there. Like the single DJs, cool. If you just starting out, I would definitely go to them. Get them to. I would just be smart about it. If I was gonna pay a single DJ to spin my song in a club, it would definitely be on a night that I know for sure Lil Baby gonna be in the building, or I know Lil Papa might be coming through, or Tusi, or somebody that's gonna have a good crowd out there.
what if said artists don't have a club record?
If you don't have a club record,
Because I think what people forget about North Carolina or don't mention is it's a lot of eclectic music that comes out of North Carolina. It's not like Atlanta, a particular sound that comes out of North Carolina. You got a lot of different sounds because you got nowadays a lot of people come from different areas. So the deeper south, like Florida, and then the upper, like New York, and then some even from the West Coast and the Midwest, all coming here. So as North Carolina not having a sound, musical rap sound, you got all these type of eclectic artists that have different types of sounds. You got some that can get played in clubs. You got some that can get played at the where you cross your legs and meditate. So
yeah,
I think that's because there's not enough legends that have passed through here yet. Once the legends have been identified at Rucker Park and Harlem Courts, then we can develop a play style. But not enough legends have
not if you
passed.
don't have a record park.
I just they gotta.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a start off place. You get what I'm saying? Starting off, start by finding your market. You get what I'm saying? If you don't know your market, you don't know your audience, you don't know your people, then you ain't gonna. You feel me?
And that's cool. So what's the advice to people that all right, clearly this isn't a place to mostly make a music career out of? What's your advice to people that's like, all right, I'm trying to do something with my music. How do I start where I'm at if I'm from here and then
Make the music, put it out, find an audience.
Sure, man.
You get what I'm saying? If you put it out and majority of the don't just put it out and just leave it out because you're not gonna have an audience. So run an ad, do TikTok or something to where the mass can see it, not just North Carolina or where you are. Put it out on a big platform, and if I'm in North Carolina but they messing with me in Texas, I'm going to Texas. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna be on the radio in Texas. I don't have to be in Texas, but I'm definitely taking a trip to Texas for a club. I'm meeting people out there, because that's where my audience is. So
That's interesting. So it's like North Carolina's like the melting pot of different elements and ingredients, and you're finding the flavor here of what people like to be served of you. People may enjoy because it's so eclectic. There's really no way you can go wrong. You know what I'm saying? You make
yeah,
whatever here and then just push it out and see what happens.
yeah,
Versus in Atlanta, you come with some LA shit. They be like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing here?"
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? What are you?
yeah.
You're not supposed to be here.
North Carolina is definitely more acceptable
Mm,
to different varieties of music.
Mm.
I'd say that was not more acceptable than a place like L.A. because L.A. you can. It's a big variety of people there. It's people that mess with yoga music, singing music, rap music. North Carolina, I feel like it's kind of just because we got mountains, we got
Beach.
we got beaches, we got regular cities, like so it's kind of just
And
like
you got the deep south,
yeah,
rural, all just one road, one ways.
yeah.
for because Tennessee, they're definitely swinging more towards country, singing. They have some rappers out there, of course, you get what I'm saying, but
Shout out to Memphis.
yeah, Memphis, but outside of I ain't gonna say outside of Memphis, but you get what I'm saying. Memphis is kind of where the rappers be at. So if I was in Tennessee, I'm definitely going to Memphis. Like, well, other than that, out there, it's kind of I say country. It's country music, slower music. So you get what I'm saying. Raleigh just it's a variety. Atlanta is the city. You can't go to Atlanta rapping country because you get what I'm saying. We don't listen to country. You feel me? So
For people who don't like marketing, we got you, bro. Listen, you know what I'm saying? He dropping some marketing game real quick. I'm a stickler about information and how it's being presented, and if it's presented confidently, it's a little bit more digestible just due to the fact this person seemed confident when they was making it, so I should eat it. You know what I'm saying? So for those listening, use your discernment as well. But that's some good advice for artists who kind of stuck in that area of, damn, I got some music, but nobody gives a shit. No, now people give a shit. You probably just aren't putting it out there for them to eat. And this man is telling you,
Like I said, if they don't know, they won't give a shit.
yeah, they can smell the food, but if you don't give them a plate with it on it, how they gonna eat it? You know what I'm saying? They smell it. They looking like, where's that scent coming from? You know what I'm saying? But if you don't go and put it on a plate and give it to them, put the fork there, you have to serve the people essentially before you get served, and that's the leadership kind of the what they call that shit. The fucking I don't think it's paradigm, whatever it is.
Paradox.
But paradox, yeah, it's the leadership paradox. But you have to serve in order to lead. You know what I'm saying? You have to be a servant.
serve. Yeah, you have to.
And if you want to lead in sales, you have to serve. The fiends.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's just what it is.
But also at the same time, you're also competing with other dealers out there. And some have bigger and better teams behind them, but you don't worry about them yet until you get there.
Now, see, I feel like what comes into play with that is what you were saying about like just doing other stuff that ain't even got nothing to do with music. Like you like to play basketball, bring the camera to the basketball court. You get what I'm saying? You like shopping, go shopping with Cool Kicks.
You like shoes.
You get what I'm saying?
Do the sneaker hair reviews all day. What's coming out, what's dropping, talk about it.
Yeah, because that also builds up. It built up a fan base that ain't got nothing to do with your music. So imagine,
And you put all your songs at the end of the videos on the underlays.
Yeah, that's more powerful than just building a fan base with music. Because now you just got people that like you as a person and they ain't even heard your music yet. Like,
They're like, oh, so he made music.
yeah,
Fine.
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
But you could do anything with that. You could make t-shirts, sell t-shirts. They sold out. You got nothing to do with music, but you get what I'm saying? You made it.
But the most important thing is being yourself when you go that route. And unfortunately, some people don't have the greatest version of themselves. But I'll say this: if that's not your strong suit, pair up with somebody who knows how to get that version out of you, or if that's not an option, trial and error, man. Just literally get in front of a camera. You don't even have to post it anywhere. Just start recording. Just like, yo, just to practice being comfortable in front of a camera just daily. You don't got to do nothing. You ain't got to post it. You can just, yo, what's good? Yo, my name is hey, yo, you heard what happened today? Just whatever you think of that you like and you want to potentially put out to the world, but you're not comfortable yet. Just at least try and practice. Just like in basketball, just like in business, just like your new job and training, you got to practice in order to get better at that if you really want to make something of yourself doing this.
Yeah, the most successful people put themselves in uncomfortable situations. So you definitely, it might be uncomfortable, but you feel me? You gotta do it.
Jay throwing shots because he know I don't like being in front of cameras and shit.
It's
Man.
not. It's not even a shot.
Yeah.
You,
So he was like, yeah, "Come on, get in this podcast, man." He's like, "Yeah, come on."
it's
Get
not.
in.
It's not even that. It's just you gotta think about it like this. If you really want to do it, you really want to make a change. We all got a way to do it now. There's no excuse no more. And we all got a phone. We all got a camera. There's no excuse to say, "Hey, I want to change this." I'm like, bro, all right. Let the people know. All right, shit, all right. You know what I hate. You know what I like. You know I want to change. Like it's really just that simple sometimes. I know.
And
Fuck this. No, like this.
surprisingly, that give you the most popularity.
Yeah, yeah. People love that controversial. People love living vicariously through other people. So there's a lot of people who aren't brave enough to
Yeah.
say something. So they're gonna look at you and say, "Well, he's thinking what I'm thinking."
And
So
they
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
fuck.
straight in the comments.
Yeah, and that's what. So it is a. Yeah, it's just the world we live in.
Most of my
You can't
most
really-
popular clips, I've been spazzing on people or spazzing on something. It's every time. Every time I'm spazzing or doing something, not doing something crazy, but I'm saying something crazy. Every time that always gets what gets the most views. Every time. Either I'm talking about Eminem or I'm talking about spazzing on why people do dumb shit. It's every time, man. Not saying the good stuff don't get no attention, but it's just if I feel like I'm gonna go viral, or if I'm thinking of the mind, I just want to go viral today. I have a way to do it. I don't do it, but I have a way of like I'm just gonna like spaz, not crash out, but like I'm just gonna spaz out. But that's just unfortunately but that's just how it is. That's what gets the most attention. But it's not like I'm doing it inauthentically. That's me, but I'm not always spazzing out. It's just I have moments where I just go on a quick rant, one or two.
So what about the individuals who rather do that in their music and not on camera? What's your advice to them?
Do both, not inauthentically, but do both because you can explain. You can also make videos explaining why you said such and such in that bar, and then the rant might just come out while explaining it.
Or go on live. You know, you ain't gotta sit right in front of the camera and it's just you and you know, you can go on live, add somebody to the live. Now it's a conversation. You get what I'm saying? Now it's just I don't know. You creative though. You get what I'm saying? Cause the music, you feel me, it's cool. You get what I'm saying? But if you don't have the audience listening to your music, still nobody heard it. You get what I'm saying? And me personally, I feel like grabbing the audience as a new artist, you're better off putting out that live video than the music. Just cause people on Instagram, they on Facebook, you get what I'm saying? They ain't gonna go on Apple Music and just type your name in. You get what I'm saying? On Instagram, they can slide past your story.
Yeah,
They can,
Yeah.
So
you have more of a chance to get noticed and seen
yeah.
on these free social media platforms. Yeah.
And the people think they too old for TikTok. You're not too old for TikTok.
You're not too old for nothing, really.
Yeah.
Just how you do it.
Now I ain't saying go up there, swivel your hips, and do all that. But you can go up there, add a little grown about yourself, something, But you feel me?
You'll be surprised at who's actually looking for that type of content. You'll be surprised
Yeah.
because the internet, everybody's on the internet. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people are on the internet. So with that being said, you never know who's looking for what or who's saying what. If you notice, you scroll on your algorithm, you'll see most of the stuff you actually like pop up on there if you scroll long enough because it's an algorithm. It literally puts in stuff in front of you that you've looked at on one platform or another, because they watching you on every platform you go on. That's just what it is, no matter what. Because you're gonna scroll and look at stuff that you actually like most of the time anyway, no matter if you're on social media or not. And then they're gonna keep showing it to you, so you stay on the platform. And then it's like, oh, I like this. I like think about, all right, this is why I like this type of content, or this is why I clicked on this video for so long, and then make content predicated to that for yourself, so your audience can see, but put your spin on it. So it's not as hard. It's just the hardest thing to do is be consistent and disciplined. That's the hardest thing to do. That's gonna be the hardest thing for you to do, because you're gonna have videos that get no views. It's just part of the game. You're gonna have videos that get 10, 10,000, maybe a million, but you gotta keep going, because once you stop, it goes away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what comes into play. Why do you start doing it in the first place? That's why you don't stop, because you started doing it for another reason that's not gonna make you stop. But if that reason makes you stop and you don't have a reason that you're doing it, all right, cool. Then you're gonna stop. Then you're gonna fade away, and then you're gonna get mad. All right,
Yeah.
get mad. Cool. You weren't supposed to be doing it anyway.
Like you said, like playing basketball. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You coach tell you to run them laps because you did something wrong. While you running them laps, you might be like, "Dang, Brad," you get what I'm saying? But shoot, you came in the gym for a reason. You came here to get better. So you feel me? Is running them laps really hurting you? Is it? You get what I'm saying?
It's getting you in better condition, but it's also
Yeah.
telling you stop fucking up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's attaching that training like the dog. It's attaching that. Something physically happening to you to create an experience around your fuck up, so that way when you fuck up again, it's like like a whooping or something. It's kind of that snapback. So
But some people don't learn. That's what makes people who get whooped end up in jail, because they don't learn.
You
or
got it.
Or it didn't have a lasting effect past a certain point because of other factors that won't get solved by a whooping.
or they learned, but whatever the issue was rooted, because the surface issue may have been tampered with, but the root issue was never dealt with. And some of the root issues behind some of these people not being comfortable, it could be low self-esteem. It could be, and that's what needs to be dealt with, because art is an extension of self. And if self is not provided for, self is not taken care of, how will you succeed as an artist? You know, unless you just want somebody guiding you and then paying you, and then you're just gonna do. But you said be authentic to yourself. How can you be authentic to you when you have not been you have not been authenticated?
So you
And that's
gotta-
processable.
Well, that's what you talk about in the music.
You gotta find yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta
And that's
you
how-
gotta find
how you
yourself.
Okay,
new
so
records.
that's a good topic for an artist, starting from wherever they could be, and they're like, yo, damn, bro, this shit sound good, but I don't even know where the fuck to start at for that authentication, because we think we know ourselves until we're put in front of other people. And then when you're put in front of other people, now people, it's a different thing when you go in front of your girl, because she might not call certain shit out. When you're in front of your homie, they might not call, but you in front of thousands of people. Now you know
I
everybody.
would hope
looking
she
at-
would, though.
You would hope. But she may not say nothing until she angry with you. And then she gonna pour all that shit out. And then it's like, well,
Then why is that my girl?
that's a good question. But why is a lot of people that don't give a shit about us? Why is these managers that we work for are managers when they don't give a fuck? Why are these these engineers when they don't fuck with the artists for real? They don't fuck with the music just for the paycheck. Why art? Or, you know what I'm saying? Humanity is fucked up.
This last one on this.
Okay.
If that's my girl, she's supposed to be telling me everything good and bad I'm doing.
Supposed to be.
Just so I can get better.
Supposed. You gonna tell your girl every single thing she doing wrong? Everything?
I ain't gonna lie.
In a certain
Till
way.
it get to a certain extent though, because that's with
certain way.
anybody though. Whether I'm a label owner, a boyfriend, a manager, whatever. I'm gonna tell you something, this many times. You get what I'm saying? Once it get a headache or then it's just like, all right, go ahead, my boy. Do what you gotta do.
I think, because even in, okay, so we use an analogy of our girl. Like, there's certain things I feel like you just gotta love a person through. You can't change them. You gotta love them.
Not change.
You gotta love them. But when you call a person out and say like, damn, you a fat ass. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say it in a different way that is able to be brushed, because Women are sensitive. You don't want to just say, "Hey, you a fat asses." They gonna cry. They gonna want. They might shoot you.
Artists are
Depends.
sensitive about their art.
Exactly. That's why you find a different way to say things instead of just saying the overt, "Hey, you suck," or "You fat," or "That's trash." You say it in a different way that's digestible, so they can improve and
Honestly,
actually get the message.
I okay. So if I'm talking to an artist,
Mm-hmm.
you get what I'm saying. I wouldn't come at the problem directly. You
Okay.
get what I'm saying? I would come at
Covertly, you would have like
yeah.
tactics to it.
Not it just like okay. So let's say I need him to be better at making music. I'm not gonna tell him, "Yeah, I need you to be better at making music." I'm gonna look for the root of the problem, and I'm gonna say, "Yo, bro, like I'm not even gonna mention him needing to get better at music. I'm gonna try to fix the root of the problem so he just get better. Like I'm like if he fat, yo, you get what I'm saying? Let's go eat over here today, bro. They be you get what I'm saying? I'm gonna choose somewhere healthy as hell. Like you
That's
feel me?
Let me
Like
get you work out at least twice a week so you can get
yeah,
better
but see,
voice control for your shows.
I'm not gonna tell him that. I'm gonna say, yo, bro, let's go hit the gym, bro. Let's go hoop. Let's
Mm-hmm.
go. You feel me? Cause I need him to work out, but I'm not really telling him, bro. Like you feel me? I need you to get like with the whole self care thing. You get what I'm saying? It shows in music for sure. If you don't have the confidence in your music, then
Yeah.
you know. So, but I wouldn't tell him that. I would just go straight and be like, if I feel like it's low self esteem, yo, bro, let's hit the gym. Yo, bro, let's go get some cuts. Yo, bro, let's go to the club. You feel me? I'm gonna do some things to make
So what if all those get pushed away? Like, nah, I'm good.
then
Lost cause.
yeah.
Why though? Why is
As
he a lost cause? If he makes okay, so trash music. Let's say the reason it's trash is because he has no rhythm. There's an audience for that. Blueface. So, we
how
have
long did it last though?
I mean, he's still relevant due to
If
his
the goal, what's the goal on the side of us in this situation? Are we trying to make money or we trying to build people that last?
both. Cause you,
Both.
you trying to make money. How you gonna make money if you don't have people that
Yeah.
last? How you gonna
No,
be there?
you make the quick dollar, then you put them to the wolves after that. Then you drop
But
them.
how you gonna make the quick dollar if they ass?
No, they get one song that's popping, you milk it, and then you drop them.
Well, you gonna
And
work
then
with them until they get that one song? That can be 50 songs in.
no, they get the one song, then you work on them after that, to keep building upon it, then you drop them after that. It goes away. That's how the labels do it every time. Today, you don't need to help build the wax song. The wax song is there.
It
It gets popular, then you pick it up, then you drop it after it gets the steam blowed off, and it's
it
done.
depends. It depends on how long I've been working with this artist.
Mhm.
Like if we done put in enough work together, you get what I'm saying, then it's cool. All right, cool. You feel me? We gonna try to work on a solution, but I wouldn't be as quick to stop working with you as someone that came in, did 3 songs, and now he don't want to work no more. You get what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
see, I ain't, if you willing to work, you willing to work. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
That
right,
can't nobody take that from you. So if you
right,
willing to work, I feel like anything can be worked out.
right.
But when person get to a point to where it's like, nah, I don't want to do that, or I ain't trying to that, then it's to me, you don't want to work. You
So,
get what I'm
But
saying?
so
So
what if something's in the way of that? Once again, that self.
we
What
gotta inadvertently fix it.
you gotta fix
Like
it?
we
Okay,
gotta, but
okay.
not telling them what it is and that we gotta fix it. That's
What if it's like baby mom problems or something? What if it's I'm pushing the buttons because there has to be a level of care there as well because these are adults who hip hop is already a damaged world.
yeah, for
So
sure.
so we gonna invite that damage into this world because it exists already. So
Yeah.
when we deal with damaged people, how you gonna deal with a damaged person like they're fixed already?
you make a song about it.
Okay, so when you making that song in its ass,
I'm gonna tell you why it's not always gonna be that.
okay,
Because when you make a song about something that come from the heart,
Mhm.
you gonna make sure it's good.
With the obstacles, I feel like everybody got their obstacles. So you feel me? And I don't necessarily feel like anybody obstacles is harder than the next person obstacles,
Mhm.
just because they might have had other obstacles before this obstacle that made it even harder for them to climb this one. Like you get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's just
And I'm not rebuttaling to
gotta
say like,
work.
yo, I'm trying to figure out like
Cause
the mentality that goes into like,
Nah, yeah, it's
yeah, I'm
just
trying.
it's some issues that people just may not be able to be dealt with because they happen before they even stepped in the door to say, "Yo, I want to help you with your music."
Mm.
That's issues that takes years to overt or get past. And there's a point where you just can't help because that's not what you sign up for. As much as you can try,
And
you
my fault. Go ahead.
go ahead.
But I'd also say that some people try to start stuff before they fix things. Like you get what I'm saying? Like if you start something and you run into a like if I was an artist and I started making music and I keep hearing people say low self esteem, confidence, da 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 da. You get what I'm saying? That might be something that I need to take a break from so that I
Yeah.
could get this right to go back to it. Like, some people look at that bad, but nah, because I guarantee you when you come back to it,
You'll be right.
exactly, everything gonna start going. So
Yeah.
We saying that song all the time. I keep taking these drugs because I can't feel like shit like that. It's just real like it's something going on. They saying it in the music though, but there's something going on there. That reason why they may not be making music longer is because I keep selling these drugs, keep smoking these drugs because I can't feel. I don't want to feel like these people be hurt. They say it in the songs all the time, but people don't always be listening.
So once again, back to the label. I think some of these labels, what they're missing is that care. And if you can provide that care, then you may have a space where some of these other labels don't. Because I don't think the big labels, because they're so big, it's hard to identify all the problems.
yeah,
Because, it's like, fuck, I got thousands of people here. But when you got like 5, I can see everybody in
and
one
see,
space.
I feel like that's what music is transforming into right now. Is because we got my label, Dreams and Motivations. We got Authentic Empire. You know, we got a lot of South Coast Music Group. We got a lot of different smaller labels that aren't like Sony or any on that type of level, but Authentic Empire and the others kind of they'll take more pride in the artist to put that care out. Sony, they don't want to. They want that done for you even come to me. Like you get what I'm saying? Before you even go to Sony or anywhere, they want that work done. Like they specifically want to worry about the music. 9 times out of 10, if you was with an Authentic Empire or something before you went to a mainstream label, the mainstream label don't even want to have to worry about the marketing or the any of that, just because y'all been already doing it. It's working. Here go the money. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of just like the artist might be signed by Sony, but Authentic Empire might be running them. You get what I'm saying? But once you care for an artist so long, and then like Fujiano, you get what I'm saying? He got with Authentic Empire, then he went with Gucci, but I think that was like partnership, and then I'm pretty sure they went on to a mainstream label. You get what I'm saying? But that was all; those were steps that he had to take to get whatever business he had to get in order to go to the mainstream. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just, I don't know. Like it's whether it's a manager, you don't have to sign to a smaller label first. You could have a manager that just really cares. You could have anything. Just your mom. Your mom could really care and feel like you real good at music, and just somebody that care, because they gonna see and be like, yo,
But you're gonna need that investment too. So if your mama's not able to spend no bread on that care, so that's the other thing. So it's what you think
I don't know. I feel like most of the care can be done alone. Like
alone.
I feel like most of it needs to be done alone. Like
Okay. Okay.
Because they got to build as an artist first.
yeah,
Okay.
like if
Okay.
you
But studio time ain't free.
no,
That's why they got to work that job first.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
work that job, get your own studio.
Okay.
Before that,
And put
you
that
hop on
in the
BandLab.
content.
Okay.
Yeah,
I literally heard a song that went viral like some months ago about a dude talking about working his 9 to 5 making music. Like it can happen. Just how are you doing it?
shoot, people work 9 to 5s to go play basketball after. So you feel me? People work 9 to 5s. They still gotta cook when they get home.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They still gotta, so just time management number one.
Yeah.
And if you're an artist that jumped into making music and you realize certain things won't in order for you to be able to make the best music.
So let me ask y'all this, both of y'all. What are 3 things that every artist needs in 2024? Moving on, you mentioned one, time
Social
management.
media.
Time management. No, I'm talking about like as the artist, not as the business part, but
Social media.
just social media.
Yes.
Is time managed, but time management is not
But-
one. I'm talking about skill sets before you even start to really.
Social media. I'm telling you.
That's a skill set.
Yes.
Yeah, I would I'd count that as a skill set too, just
Because you gotta know how to use social media to your benefit.
Yeah, if you're an artist and you don't know how to use social media,
You can't be just posting shit and think it's gonna go. Nah, that's not how this works. You gotta post strategically, but also you gotta try shit too. I ain't saying don't try nothing, but you gotta post to be able to. The goal is to get yourself more listeners.
just don't
and
try
people to
nothing
engage.
blind. Don't do nothing blind. Yeah, if you ain't seen somebody do it or got advice, just don't. Yeah, like I don't know, cause that's how I've seen a lot of people lose a lot of money like that, just throwing stuff out there to try to just, oh he said do this, I'm about to now you look up, dang I done spent 1,500 and you ain't made nothing, but that's cause you feel me.
Yeah.
And that's one. That's social media. Two, making content. That's a skill set.
But time management. What happened to time management?
Wait. You said 3 necessary things for artists in 2024. These are 2.
Okay, all right.
Necessary.
So content creation, isn't that bundled in the social media?
No, 2 different things, but they can be used interchangeably or integrated together.
They're too close of relatives.
Not as you think. You make the content to post on social media.
Okay.
You use social media to promote the content. 2 different.
But they're cousins.
Yeah, but not the same.
So how would you use social media other than content? How else would you use it?
People love to write. People can write.
So copywriting? What you gonna do with social media with?
You'll be surprised. Depends on what kind of art you're dealing with.
Help me understand, because I'm losing it. Because I'm saying, like, what else would you use social media for other than content if you're an artist?
I ain't
Trolling and shit. Like,
okay,
yes.
so
Yes.
all right.
Artists have got on doing that.
If I post a reel on Instagram right now with one of my songs behind it, and 100 other people post that same reel with my song behind it, I get paid for that.
Okay.
So these people posting on their stories when they put, whoever's song behind their story post, that's money.
Okay.
Like, you get what I'm saying? They're collecting that. Like,
building communities across different platforms such as Discords or Reddit.
they play my song on TikTok that's why people want to go viral on TikTok, because TikTok pay. Like, well, no. You're not getting paid through TikTok. You're getting paid through whoever your distribution is.
Connecting and collaborating with other artists that you want to build relationships with.
Okay, so that's 3 or what?
Yeah.
No. I'm telling you what you can use social media for besides just content.
Okay. All right. Cool. So collaborations, content,
Building communities.
community. Oh, keep with the C's. Okay. Community, content, collaboration. I see you.
I ain't gonna lie, that's
social media, and then that can go into the box. They
I'm making
still
a shirt out of that.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. That's
community, content, and collaboration. Man, you better type that shit out, man. Somebody,
'cause
I'm cutting that.
yeah, man. Do that.
let's go into depth a little bit. Let's explain the 3 C's though, because they, so community. What would y'all have to say about like community? You get what I'm saying?
Something to build so people can get the message coming from whoever the leader or leaders of such space, so it can go forward to whatever it's going towards.
So if they needed actionable steps, number 1 wouldn't be community, because if you don't have anything to get the community in, content should be first. Like,
No.
in what order?
I would definitely say community needs to be first.
First. So how do
Yeah.
you build a community with nothing to show them?
Go outside?
Okay.
Like, you want to be an artist, you ain't made, even if you ain't made no music yet, bruh, go to the clubs where these people perform. It could be an underground club.
Okay.
Just go in there, I don't know if y'all, I know y'all might be familiar with email lists, but, I don't know if y'all are familiar with email lists, but today's world, I would put the more important people on my email list. So,
and 3, learn artificial intelligence.
Okay. I fuck with that. I fuck with that.
Learn like machine learning and prompts.
I fuck
That's
with
a
that.
third. That's a third for sure.
You ain't even got to learn
What you
prompts,
mean by
because there's websites that
Like how to do prompts. How to do prompts for the different AIs such as Chat GPTs and Mid Journeys, so you can help make content and help get yourself organized. That you can either, if your goal is A, to get a job from prompting, or B, just use it to help build and make content from it.
yeah.
Those would be that's the third.
Content, yeah, it saves you graphic designing fees. It saves you other things, because now AI is so integrated, even in the mixing. You can press that, and then they've been working on it for years. Neutron and Isotope, and then it mixed the shit for you. So it's so integrated into what we got going on. It's like just learn. So that's I fuck with that.
But still always learn how to do things without it. But obviously, AI is one of the most important things to learn right now for anybody,
Yeah,
especially artists today.
the
Cut,
modern.
cut half your prices in half.
Yeah, it keeps things in.
It cuts the staff in half.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So if if you don't want to pay staff, pay AI for right now until you get a staff.
And you ain't gotta pay AI. So
there's different versions like Mid Journey. I think you have to pay for Leonardo.
Some you have to pay for, others you don't.
Yeah.
But if you want to get the most out of it, you're gonna have to pay for it.
you gonna have
Just
to
like
pay.
with anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. So modernizing, that's I'll put that in the bunch of modernizing because that's not just AI. That's probably even with your pricings with things because a lot of things are going into subscriptions. A lot of things are so how you price things out for people who want to holler at you or whatever. Even just modernizing your whole, I guess, businessy mindset because the old way of doing things may not be as I don't know how to say it, but the old way of doing things may not be as accepted in certain spaces because everything is becoming so modern. So if you're left behind due to the fact that you're still in the old way of thinking, you know, this right here is good, but audiobooks are popular. You know what I'm saying? This right here is cool, but you know, at the same so I get what you're saying. Just know and respect your elders, but still be young. And that's what I think that's what I take out of that, you know.
Yeah, still adapt and learn new shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So AI is okay.
But
I fuck with that.
so I even say this related to me. I feel like I've adapted so much to like the new world that like some of the older things that people used to do that really work, I haven't done the best to implement those. You get what I'm saying? So
You just gotta learn it.
yeah.
Gotta go. Some
No,
people
see,
got.
I know them, but see, when I'm sitting here writing down processes and things, steps to go through and things, sometimes I get overwhelmed with all this new stuff, because we constantly learning stuff every day that I might forget.
You gotta
Oh,
just break it down.
yeah,
That's the thing with all. Even though we got all the information right here, you gotta break it down so you can actually digest and actionize and don't get overwhelmed because it's easy to do with the overstimulation of the telephone, social media.
Yeah.
It's so much out there that if you're looking at too much shit, you ain't gonna do nothing for about 2 weeks. Just because you still looking, y'all gotta learn this new shit. Nah,
Yeah.
bruh,
Yeah.
no, hey, pick this section, go outside, apply this, and then come back and look at the other stuff you have to do in that plan so you can get it working. Cause you keep looking up and keep watching videos, you ain't gonna do shit. Cause you just gonna keep watching content. You're gonna have all this information up here, but you don't know what to do with it, so you just end up going back to sleep.
yeah.
Analysis paralysis is the scientific term for it. So, for sure, community, we tapped on content, and we have collaboration. So, we still going with DCs?
So
Yeah,
okay,
it's still the AI still applies to
Yeah.
three things that artists need still applies to all that.
Well,
yeah, and collaboration. Collaboration's a tricky one because what I'm starting to see artists do these days is they're not okay. So if I know an artist that could get me to another level, and that's why I want to get a feature with them.
Don't limit it to just artists.
Mm.
Collaborate
Okay.
with the platforms, like you said.
Oh,
Same
yeah, for
shit.
sure.
Same thing you're saying about like DJs. Collaborate
Oh yeah,
with them. Local podcasts in your area, local videographers, local graphic designers in your area. That's like, let's work. Let's actually work, and you actually pay them if they require payment, if you can afford it, or if it's like an exchange of service, whatever. Cool.
just
Collaborate that way.
charge people. I would charge people more to associate your name with anything that they're doing. Like, but then again, just because they don't have the bag to give you to associate your name with it doesn't mean that you can't work with them. Like 100%, I ain't gonna. Well, depending on what it is, I would rather sometimes, depending on who it is, sell them the blueprint than to do the service for them. Because depending on what it is, like if I know it's something that's like one and done thing, and it's kind of like cool, then you get what I'm saying. I'd rather get on the blueprint than to just do the whole collaboration, because then Time is money, money is time. You get what I'm saying? You gotta just differentiate whether you want to go ahead and just take the time to go ahead and do all of that for this person, then associate your name, because you associate your name with it. You gotta be there. You gotta you know actively promote it, no matter what you got going on and what you gotta promote. You get what I'm saying? You gotta actively, which is cool, that's straight. You get what I'm saying? But it still runs in the way of some of the things that you might have to promote. It might not go along with your, for say, vision for what you're doing at the moment. Don't mean don't work with them. You might have passed that already, but you got the blueprint because you already done did it. Don't You ain't gotta associate your name with everything. Like even with music artists, if I noticed I didn't mean to go back to the artists, but I noticed with like the higher artists, if a person were to, for say, hit Tusi up for a feature, you get what I'm saying? If you're not on Tusi's level, the chance of me looking up Tusi and seeing y'all's feature on his profile on Apple Music is slim to none.
But what makes a person? Is it the status, the finances, et cetera, et cetera? What person? Because you said it before, the money. So if you
Status.
got the money, why would Tusi not want to do a collaboration?
No, he will, but he's not gonna put you on his main platform.
Okay.
So
Okay.
even though you got that feature from me,
Okay.
you can have that feature. You can release it on your own platform. But what I'm not gonna do is release it on my Apple Music.
Because it does nothing for me.
Yeah,
Okay.
you feel me?
Okay.
Which you come with a big enough bag, he's definitely gonna put that up there. Or if you're on the same level as him or a little high, you get what I'm saying? But it just depends on what he's doing at the time, what he got going on, his vision, where he's going. So don't let nobody mess that up. Your platform is your everything, no matter who you is. What people see of you is everything. So, just move accordingly.
Yeah, your repetition builds your reputation.
Yeah.
So your repetition and how you are maneuvering, I think that's important. But these are things that navigating through life in general, when you're in struggles and things like that, it's hard to build a repetition because your life is built around struggle. And in order to get out of struggle, you have to be able to adapt a lot. So, I'm going here, 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 but it's not a consistency yet because just waking up and doing a thing is because I don't have the struggle dealt with yet.
There's a time you gotta say, even though you're going through a fuck the struggle, I gotta do what I gotta do for this period of time. It ain't gotta be long. It can be 30 minutes. Every day for 30 minutes. We got time at 30 minutes to say, hey, we're gonna do what we love to do for at least 30 minutes a day.
Right.
Or use that 30 minutes to get us to that next level where we wanna go in that field. Cause fuck that. Fuck where I'm at right now. I'm gonna make sure I at least allocate this amount of time to do what I love to do for at least a point of my day, so I can still feel sane through the struggle. Fuck that.
Yeah.
And
And I
they
agree.
say it take what they say like 100,000 hours to be a professional.
10,000.
10,000 hours to be a professional, or something like that.
But there's two things that was said that I'm like, time is money. Time is not money. Time is time. Money is money. Money it has a price to it. My time is priceless. Now, when you come down to what you said,
So your time don't got a price tag?
no. It depends
Okay,
on how I'm
so-
being spent. It depends on how it's being spent. Because time with my children, you can't put a price on that. Time with my
But see,
I
if
would.
someone purchases a service that requires your time, it takes away time from your children.
It does, but that also goes back into my children. In which case, I'm not gonna say my time is my money because there are things that I do a lot that I'm not getting paid for this podcast right now.
No,
I'm enjoying it, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, my time and my money are two different things. Because when I do have this conversation with my time, it looks a lot different than when I had this conversation with my budget. It's two different conversations I have. I understand what you're saying, and it sounds nice, but for me
Yeah.
at least, they're split just off of how I think about it. And it could be wrong, but
I just okay, so if all right, so let's say I had a service that required me to spend an hour with someone
Right.
to complete this service. And let's say I had a blueprint that I could send someone and they could complete the service.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I would definitely make a lot more money selling the blueprint than the service and way less of my time.
Right.
I can make a website. They could go on there, click sent. You
Right.
get, and most of the time, most people will pay more money for the blueprint than they will you actually sitting down doing it with them, because then they can take
have
that same
control.
exact blueprint
Yeah.
and give it to someone else.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know. I don't know.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get it. I just have different. I have different conversations with these spaces, and then you say 10,000 hours. I don't think 10,000 hours is what makes a master. It's 10,000 repetitions. Because I can sit here for 10,000 hours and not do shit. I can work on one song, but I need to work on 10,000 songs. If I had two engineers and I said, okay, you mix 10,000 songs and you have 10,000 hours to mix however many songs as possible. That engineer who mixed 10,000 songs is going to be a lot better of an engineer than that one who spent 10,000 hours mixing 100. Just because
I don't know.
I just believe if you
Oh,
sit,
no.
you make 10,000 shots or you shoot 10,000 shots versus you sitting in the gym for 10,000 hours
All
over.
depends on how you did it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
The person who took more time to pay attention to his shot is definitely gonna have a better shot than the person who just went in there and shot 10,000 times.
But getting that, you're gonna improve each time you do it. So if you mix a song, the next song you mix,
You got to do it right. If you're doing it 10,000 times wrong,
Yeah.
you can't
You're
like.
gonna be a shitty engineer.
Yeah. If
but
you
what's wrong though? Because you got Yeet, you got cats like, what's wrong really? It's music.
he put in his 10,000
All
hours
right,
before.
here's
you feel me?
I'll say this. Here's a disclaimer on right and wrong. There's an objective right and wrong that people don't like to talk about. There's our objective good and objective bad.
Okay.
That people for some reason don't like to say or talk about because I don't know, it's taboo, whatever the fuck. You know, you hear something that's actually good, and when you hear something that sounds like some bullshit. There's objectively one on each side.
Right.
That's just what it is. You know when you hear somebody who can't mix. You know when you hear somebody that can't make music. You know. And all right, I'm gonna go back to the artist thing real quick. As an artist, you know when you start to make better music when you first started out. That's why you never promoted your old songs because they sound like bullshit and you know it. That's why you don't like listening to them. That's why you don't like telling people you make music because they're bullshit. You was learning cool old shit. You never talk about it. You reference it, but you don't talk about it. You don't pull it up because it sounds like bullshit because you were learning how to be an artist. Unless that first song blew you up. Different story. But for the people who coming up and learning, that was some bullshit. All right, I got better. And I learned how to get better. But other people don't learn how to get better sometimes, even though they put all the time into it.
Do you think that's why don't people get better if they put that amount of time and energy into
You can't be
something?
you can't be the only one listening to your music and helping you with your music.
Okay.
You cannot be the only one in the room past a certain point.
Okay.
You have to get to a point where you have other and better ears
Okay.
and people who do things such as producers and whatnot to tell you how to write and make better songs. You can't just keep making songs by yourself your whole career and think you're gonna be nice.
Which
Unless
is a perfect segue into collaboration. Beautiful. All right. So boom, you know what I'm saying? Now the collaboration. Doop, 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 so no, because we ain't hit collaboration yet. Perfect segue. Thank you, Dre. So now we in collaboration, so you can get better. Now,
So what do y'all feel like? Okay, so I'm in the studio. I'm an artist. Who need to be in the studio with me?
producer, engineer, that's it to start out. Writers if you need them.
a lot of cats pulling beats from YouTube now. What we do about
Producer, engineer, writer if you need it.
that? All right. 10-4.
I ain't even gonna spend too much time on the YouTube. Just lock
No.
in with a producer.
You
Yeah.
start, but when you get a producer who actually wants to work with you, go that route. If you learn how to make your own beats, fine. But even then, get a producer.
Because there's more of an invested interest in you succeeding because it's they shit too.
Yeah.
Just so you have another ear. I spent a lot of my older time in figuring out doing shit that didn't sound that great before because I just didn't ask for help. I just I'm gonna learn. But
Right.
the difference between me and others, I decided to intern at a recording studio. Other people don't do that. Some of them do, and they most likely the ones who actually did that are making checks now, industry checks now. That's just what it is. Everybody's route isn't gonna be that because they don't want to do that, and that's fine. You don't have to. But at the same time, it's just you have to have more people around than just you if you want to get better at doing this music. If you really want to do it.
So I'm gonna glue it. This is how I hear it. So out of everything you can do, the glue is the connections and relationships. So at the end of everything you do, all this, in order to protect it, your relationships need to be what they are. and that needs to be solid. In which you have people that are gonna tell you, your girl or whoever, they're gonna tell you, hey, this nah,
Some
bro.
bullshit. Yeah.
This ain't it, bro. And that's gonna solidify all this work you doing. The glue is the relationships. Because if you don't have the relationships, so actually it's in reverse. So the relationships need to be not necessarily first, but they definitely need to be prioritized. Because if you get around some fuckery, it's gonna eventually, no matter what you accumulate, it's gonna create a fuckery around you.
End up dead in jail, either
Yeah.
homeless.
Yeah.
Because all this rap beef and shit like that is from probably some connection that got wired wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's just you know what I mean. And then now you
or
got
just niggas not liking each other. It could be just that. It could be just that simple.
yeah. Yeah, which is still relationships.
Yeah,
It's
but
still in relationships.
yeah.
It's just
I feel like people beef with people these days based on relationships. Honestly, like, 'cause-
And if they want to push their numbers up because they ain't dropped in a while,
yeah, definitely.
they
that
finally say, "Nah, fuck it, I'm gonna go off the cliff and diss this nigga because I ain't put out music in a while and my shit been kind of ass, so I'm gonna see what the fuck gonna happen."
too. Yeah,
you ain't talking about Kendrick, are you? You ain't talking about Kendrick, are you?
Depends on what day it is.
Oh man, come on, man. That's a different podcast, man. You gonna come out. All right, so yeah, man. I ain't trying to take away, but I okay. So collaboration. Damn, I'm trying to make sure these points get hidden because I want to look at this later. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure these points get hit. Collaboration, community content collaboration, and in that content, or was that
One we didn't really.
social media?
I don't think we all the way fleshed out was the content one. I don't think.
Okay, so yeah,
Touched on it. I don't know if we all the way talked about it. Did we?
nah.
Yeah, content's the only one we really left out. So
I'm gonna let the content king lead with this one. The king of content.
So more of the story is the most important thing is to figure out who you are as an artist. Maybe as a person, depending on which route you're going, is how you're gonna create content. Because posting snippets and trailers are cool. That's cool. That's a good way to start. But it's what else are you going to attach to yourself? Because again, we said this before, they want to like you as a person, not just as an artist. Because that's where we are today. So, what are you interested in? What do you look on social media and click on and say, I like this content. I like looking at these shoes. I like looking at how fat her ass is. I'm going to talk about that one day in the video. I like, hey, I'm into fashion a little bit and some shit. Let me figure out how to put some fits on and, put some of my music behind on the underlay or at the end of the video, put it on YouTube later and shit for long form. Just figure out what different types of content do you actually like and then pivot that into creative in a way that you can do it so it gets to your audience, whoever that may be, so they can watch and interact with you. Go live at least once a week if you can. Just because, say, hey, I got some new shit coming out or whatever, or you just want to talk shit, that's what you. So a lot of people can just get on the mic, just talk shit, and they can just make a career out of that. You don't even have to drop no fucking music. It's kind of crazy.
Soulja
but